What's up, Master?
No, I'm good.
People, how you all doing? Good day, I hope.
Good. Yeah, for sure. Welcome in.
Another day. That's it.
Welcome to Alley Paradise. You are a house member, man. It's good to see you.
Yeah, I'm ready to show.
That's what's up.
Welcome, everybody. But yeah, proceed. I'm trying to just get with the logistics of what's going on.
Oh, we were just talking about that. If you know what I'm talking about, it's on Netflix. It's, I guess, one of the top reality shows right now. Calabasas, Collective Calabasas. Confidential. I think it's called Calabasas Confidential. Anyway, and I was talking about it actually was surprisingly mature for the young people that are in that show. One of the kids on that show is Dennis Rodman's son. Another one is the daughter of Bret Michaels, and the others are not necessarily celebrities. It just happens to be that because they're Calabasas. Their parents have money, and the kids are also making their own money. I like to call it, because stupid money. They have. I mean, we're talking about these kids in their early 20s with mansions and Calabasas stuff, and it's their own house. But anyway, I was talking about how when you get that kind of cloud where you have your own reality show and you have a lot of attention, you got to keep the fire. You got to keep the fire alive. And we went into sex tapes because we were going back, and I was reminiscing about the Kardashians and how no one would have probably even known.
You talk about it,
Yeah, exactly. Starting a videotape, and it was only because she was the daughter of Robert Kardashian, who was one of the attorneys for O.J. Simpson, the one who made the face like, I can't believe he is not, when the non-guilty verdict came out, he was infamous for his reaction of like, oh shit, because he was shocked that he was found not guilty. And Kim Kardashian's all she was really doing at the time was trailing around Paris Hilton like a little puppy dog, following Paris Hilton everywhere she went. I mean, they were friends, but she was pretty much a groupie. And it wasn't until she had sex with Ray J on video, because Ray J was the hot R&B artist at the time, that gained everyone's attention. I'm sure there was a large enough Kardashian's daughter that was probably more to the border in which it deemed its notoriety. And then here she is now worth billions of dollars, and the whole family
made her famous, right?
Exactly. They've done a great job. Yeah. And they're a great example of keeping their exposure. You don't have to
good come out of something about it.
Right. Well, being able to keep that going. She could have just had that moment and lost all the money. It's like the love of the Island Boys that were really popular on social media. Now that the broken boys have no money, and the brother's like drugged out and his ass, and the other one's literally the other day I saw.
Is that the Island Boys?
Yeah, the Island Boys.
Oh god, those guys are straight fucking clowns, dude.
Holy
But they even have to do what they had to do to get to where they are, right?
Yeah, like I watched it just before this, how terrible it's gotten. Like he was literally on Kodiak Red, which is one of the dudes from the Island Boys, was on literally at like 3:30 in the morning the other day. And he only got like 230 people on his live. And normally he was on high too, it was too low. But yeah.
Did you hear rumor that I heard rumor that their dad was Epstein? Yeah, the resemblance is crazy too. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You can't believe much anymore, but they're showing a picture of Epstein with the two boys when they were young.
Yeah. I see it. Amongst a load of other people as well. But yeah.
You really think it was his kids?
Dude, the resemblance is crazy.
That's what they were trying to portray on the show.
That's wild.
I've not heard that one. That's true.
Look up, I don't know if you're free or if you got a computer, but look up the resemblance to him. Put the Island Boys and Epstein's photos. It'll probably come up. You'll see there's a photo of Epstein. Like they look like they're like next to a beach or something, where they're kind of like he's hugging him, like they're posing for a photo. And that's where you see the resemblance. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
you see the exactly. And you know, there's a lot of the kids that survived, a lot of the kids that survived on that Epstein Island, they will become like something major in society all over the world, right? Of course, we're seeing something like that, but they've gone into like government places or.
They had all kinds of money too. They just burned through it.
Or became some sort of celebrity or something, yeah, they were given something.
Yeah, I watched a live election funny. So not constantly on, but I was on live, TikTok live, and they were so popular, they were popping up on my feeds and everything. So I'm watching it. He's with these school friends at one point. He goes to his closet where his safe is, and he pulls out this like big stacks in his hands, $100 bills in both hands, and he's showing prom. And then I remember it wasn't too much later after that someone had broken into their home. I was like, yeah, that's kind of stupid. Yeah, let's show people where our money is. Someone's gonna like, you know,
Probably want their attention, never know.
right?
You know,
They're not the smartest boys. Yeah, it's you know that's the thing. And I think the conversation started because Sandy was asking about, you know, like, well, what are they going to do with that? Because we're talking about education and how important education is in these. What are these people going to do when they're no longer in the limelight? And what are they going to fall back on? Because I can't imagine. Just think about the high to the low being so fucking lit with cash, being able to buy cars and houses, and then you're fucking broke. Yeah. And when people commit suicide. Yeah, talk about a different kind of withdrawal.
Exactly. The comeback is so down that you just want to go underground, right?
Serious. Yeah. Real talk.
Really. That's why, you know, like, the people, they seem crazy one of that. Crazy with it. It's impossible. You know,
I wouldn't want that life. Georgia boy, what's going on? You're actually not awake. You're imagining you're awake.
nothing is what you think it is.
Your nose is actually not big. It's super small.
Motherfucker.
It's all in alien's paradise.
It's all in an illusion.
It's an illusion.
Nothing is what you think it is.
You motherfucker.
So yeah, welcome back, Georgia boy, and also hello Pam down there in the group, and to the 2 and 9, Eggplant and Magic Wand. Welcome to Helen's Paradise. Thank you for joining us.
Magic wands?
Magic,
What is
yeah,
that?
Magic Wand. Yeah.
Magician.
Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm like looking at it. I'm having to squint. My eyes are not able to see that. You said I ate plant. That's crazy. Oh, when's the last time a female ever said that to you guys? Yeah, I ate plant. She's all down there. Hello. Well, I hope everyone's having a good morning. It's Tuesday. And, yeah, it's Tuesday. Get your tacos on. Get discounts on tacos, y'all.
Taco Tuesday. That's my 39 Taco Tuesday. That's right. Taco Tuesday.
Nicole, I was not even thinking that way. Naughty. Tuesday was tacos and tacos too.
Yeah, let me clean up my mind. Did you get yourself some sleep finally?
Yeah, I went to bed probably about 4 or 5, somewhere in the loop.
See, got a couple of catnaps done or something.
Yeah, I called on work today too. I was talking about
cell phone footage or surveillance footage, body cam or maybe cameras from school, capture anything that supports
yeah, I'm taking it there. Nice.
Look at the evidence.
Yes, that your mom's.
Yeah, she told me she want me to, so
I'm not gonna throw the book at you. So we appreciate your on the ground reporting.
What's going on? I appreciate that. But again, I think doing the civic duty, I think this is going to be one of the main points that I really want to point out. Because again, when you engage and participate in it, we are not use weight, if you catch my drift. We are not utilize weight when it comes to scaling the balances out of our justice system. All right. So I want us to know just who Judge John Roach is. Okay. Also, when I was with the general public, I had received some intel, potential intel, maybe truthful, maybe not, but he was giving me intel in regards to how that day of the incident had occurred. Okay. This undisclosed source told me that allegedly during this incident, the reason why the tents that were down because of weather implementation. Okay. So it was windy, it was raining, and this was an all-day track and field event. So, because it was raining, because it was windy, some the superintendents or staff, in order for the tent not to be blown away, they have closed down and put down their tents. All right. Now, the only school that didn't put down their tent was the school where Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf were under. Alright. But due to the weather implementation or due to the change of the weather, there was a delayed game. So during this delayed game, alright, this is where students would commonly, socialize. Okay. So I think this incident happened either between 11 a.m. or 1 p.m. Okay. So during that time, we got delayed game. This is where allegedly, they also told me that there is a possibility the track and field team. All right. They weren't at the track and they weren't on the track and field team. All right. Anthony was on the track team, but again, like I said, this may not be true. And plus, if they weren't on the team, doesn't mean that they weren't being supporters of the team as well. So that was gonna be some questions I'm gonna start looking into and asking, just to be able to give a little bit more nuance to it. Okay. Another thing. Now, when you did your jury duty, did your judge provide like a civics test?
No.
Oh, I didn't.
No civics test, no.
All right. Like, did the judge ever ask you why it's important that people, why we have jurors in America?
No.
Did he become a professor right in the case?
No. Every jury duty was always when it came around to asking each juror questions about something like race.
Okay. All right. So my experiences was this Judge John Roach, he was giving the jurors the prospects of questions, answers. When did America start having jurors in our court system? Why is it important that we have evidence? What is considered evidence? What is considered, misconduct? What is considered biases? And the jurors did have to answer that question. That wasn't a rhetorical question. These were all answers. Okay? These were all questions that the jurors had to answer. So, some people thought that was a good thing. I was a little bit, not taken aback, not completely taken aback, but my cautionary tale was, does he think that the potential jurors don't know how the jury process works or why there is a jury process? But that could just be my own bias. All right. He said, and jokingly, and he also said, but seriously, I have a bias for America. Despite the flaws in our system, we have the best process in America. Jurors, do you disagree with me? He said, despite our flaws in America, our judiciary process, it has to. And some jurors said, not that America isn't only the greatest country in America. And the prosecutors and the defense attorney, they wrote on their little notebooks. So now when you say that the jurors are being hand-selected and they want the most fundamentally competent, but not having the ability to inquire more about evidence, you have a strong point to say, you know what? They don't want intelligence, because intelligence, in my opinion, could be considered as a bias. Okay? It could be considered as a bias. If you are too smart for your own good, or if you have a belief or an intelligence or an indoctrination, you may be considered biased. Yeah, I'm about to say, I don't understand where everybody bias from me. I agree with the lady on Trump standards from LA. It's been doing it for like the last 20, 15 years. My mom was telling me she got selected for jury. I got selected for jury. Yeah, these motherfuckers be dick. Alright, they be trying to get dick with motherfuckers. There's no such thing as a person not having bias. I mean, any people who come from the country, they won't bias in their own way of life. They don't need missionaries. They got their own role, beliefs, laws, all this shit. They got their own shit. They come here trying to adapt to this shit. Or the white man keeps telling them how to adapt. Right? They think all these motherfuckers in this white man. Well, everybody has lives. But what I am expressing to you is, if your bias is apparent, you are not selected to the jury. If you have any form of intelligence, or if you have any thought-provoking questions, or if you can think abstractly, you will not be selected in the jury. Is what I'm saying. Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's why I'm supposed to. The jury system is ass. The judges are ass. The judicial system is ass. The justice system is ass. Especially for a black man in a white country, it's ass. Look, when you're in China and you sit on a jury, right? You sit on a jury or you on trial and you got niggas on a jury, all them bitches is Chinese. All of them. You understand that? You might worry about this, that, third. You in Saudi Arabia and you on trial, everybody on that jury, they all Saudi. The judge is Saudi. Your lawyer is Saudi. The defense attorney, the prosecutor is Saudi. Everybody. Understand? We at odds. It's never going to be equal playing with these people. Understand? But aren't everybody American? You're serving on those juries.
Yeah, but you know what the fuck he's talking about. When that nigga talk about China, nigga, them is time Chinese. When that nigga talk about Saudi, nigga, them niggas is Mohammed, nigga, out the Saud, nigga. Those are what you call racial, homogenous societies. The same ones I've been telling niggas that those are the only places
not see that? How the fuck do we still trying to hold it down?
These niggas are educated. You know, you talking to the two niggas in this room who got this white man certificate. That's brother Stephen. And the hood never meet. Those are the educated people. So they're going to spot certain things that only educated niggas see. Like this jury fucker. I would have never seen this just because I expect but educated niggas. They've been educated on how to market. So let's let resident educated niggas educate us.
Yeah, there's some super educated shit for me too, and I think always niggas be too smart for their own good. You missing a big picture.
Well, no, I think the point he's making is specific to this case. Nigga, we already see the Pennsylvania judge. He's setting us up for some fuckery. Is that what you're saying, brother?
The chances of you seeing this, yes, to sum it up.
We understand that all of these Pennsylvania judges, when they go in there with the fuckery, they all set the jury up just in a different way. We've been around long enough that we should be able to recognize the fuckery from someone like it. Get him out of there. Come out there. Right? So I can follow all of that. You know what I mean? Now, what I get a little lost at is where we at right now. In the box. And to come back, nigga, for the goddamn sentence. Yeah. Didn't get to go nowhere. Nigga had to get their hands up and go up under the jail, nigga, back to the whole thing.
Hello. I am the
We can talk about juries in this motherfucker. But nigga, I can talk about a jury in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Type shit. Look, I hear you, twin, but you know, my dad did 21, my uncle did 22, so I might be able to talk about it more than you niggas who's locked the fuck up. So I was out here trying to put the footwork in for you niggas. Alright. Stay your ass out of jail, man. Damn, you ain't had no support system, nigga. You need some niggas around you.
I had a hell of a support system. I got myself about that up.
Nigga, I would have got to about that up.
Listen, how you got up out that master class? You should be charging niggas fees to explain to them how you got up out that jam. Especially brothers that are still in the church. No, I'm not even being funny. That is a master
Oh, God.
$99 minimum.
$99 a month.
Well, I am the token white guy on stage. If you want direct access to the white intellectual community of lawyers and judges, I charge a monthly recurring subscription fee of $39.99. I'm happy to be here with you all. Hit me up in the DMs. I look forward to servicing all your crimes.
Kitover, you know, it never ceases to amaze me when I'm just randomly not looking at the phone and all of a sudden I just hear your voice. Okay? And it always gives me a shock. Anybody have a question for the resident white man?
Yeah, I have a question. Have you been following the Carmelo Anthony trial?
Of course not. I've only been following the Charlie Kirk trial because that directly impacts white people. Put you in the Matrix. Put you in the Matrix. I love white people. And I love black people too.
You love white people first.
No, I do not.
Don't even engage with
One mic on shit.
I love me a racist.
One mic, King said. One mic, King said. Go.
So this is what we're not going to do today. I expect AYN is the white guy, and AYN is projected in this place. As long as y'all call y'all no niggas, don't y'all be acting stupid, acting unhospitable. I want the white feedback on it. So y'all respect AYN as long as you respect y'all. AYN is hearing that. Ain't nobody gonna be able to fuck with you. You want everybody to sing with it. Goodbye.
Thank you for that, King. Some women
Yo,
here.
I'm just asking Buddy a question.
I just got banned from a gas station.
You got banned from a gas station.
Come up here with that kind of bullshit. We are talking to the white man. We're trying to get some information from the
I
white
was in this room before you stepped. Because you was on the earth before me. Don't mean that.
Love you, brother. Chill. Coach, continue.
Yeah, I just wanted to prove my point of white people loving white people as they should. Like the white people who said they wanted to make a white town. Why the fuck is niggas crying and complaining about white people wanting to make a white town? They should have a white town. How do you feel about this white town, Mr. N?
Yeah, I am actually blind, so I don't know the difference between white and black people. And all I'm interested in, if I was to build a town, it would be a town based on intelligence, not our people. And so intelligence supersedes, knowledge supersedes all this racial ideological identity politics. I'm interested in intelligence and knowledge and trading to make money.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, brother.
Wait, no, he's got a point though, and I'm not trying to listen. I'm not gonna put on my armor a cape, put a white man cape. I'm saying, what's wrong with a town built on intelligent people? Intelligent people will build and grow the town, right? Sustain the town, infrastructure, business opportunities, job opportunities. Is that?
Doesn't matter if there's enough. It's not lineage based. I don't care. I got cousins who slow. I'm not gonna cut them off because they slow. I love them to death. I die for them. Still today. Look, it's not how shit work, right? You go to other countries still. They don't. Let's get rid of our unintelligent people. No. We still love our people. Duh.
Plus on top of it,
It's just a hypothetical. It's not.
Nobody like you. Whether or not you were intelligent, you didn't have any choice. Like people, some people. Everybody has different. So just because it's then you throw them. I didn't hear any accessibility features being used while he's on his phone. So he's definitely not blind. Or so I don't know what
He's definitely not blind. I just
Oh, yeah, we know that boy,
No, I'm blind to race. I'm blind to race.
Yeah, but the truth of the matter is, like, here's the thing, right? To me, and that's how a lot of people are only pro some of the black people. And even an example of their job to, create a way for the rest of us, because that's how it works, and create a way for the rest, not demanding that everybody do this and do that. Like that's not how it works, and that's not an effective strategy. The more effective strategy is a few people pave the way for the rest, and that's how it works.
I agree with everything that you said.
I put the bootleg on top of things, huh?
The bootleg.
Well, that's not what the bootleg force on
Hey, nigga, what the fuck? I'm talking about bootleg ass niggas, bro. What the hell you talking about?
I'm not saying.
Yeah, let me finish what I'm saying, bro. I'm trying to make a point.
Coach, you tripping, bro.
I ain't tripping. I'm next.
Coach, you gotta relax, bro.
I'm relaxed, nigga. It's my turn to speak. That nigga Lloyd cut me off. I let him cook, nigga. Oh, my bad, coach. I'm good, brother. I'm just trying to finish what I'm saying.
And you got it, Coach. Let me just remind you guys, just a gentle reminder that this is King Six House, this room. Tsunami or whoever might be in the top, whoever opens the room, God bless them. But please, we don't want King Six to leave the space. Okay? So when he speaks, y'all just let King.
No, it cracks me up how niggas will complain about getting cut off. I get cut off in my own face. Like, don't be about it. Y'all got it.
I let the nigga cut me off, nigga. That's what I just fucking said. I let the nigga cut me off. I let the nigga go. I just said that.
Okay, Coach.
was crazy though, man. Damn, bro.
Well, Ian, as you're Ian today, you have not, you said you haven't been following the case, so you can't really weigh in, right?
Then the white boy ended up dying. And it's in Texas. Colin, if not mistaken. Anybody can correct me on that. The little black boy got, didn't he get a bond out or something? Like,
No, I mean I know the details. I'm just saying I haven't followed like the latest trial.
Help me out, Sig.
It's Ein. Ein. No, it's the name of a famous author named Ayn Rand. She wrote about altruism versus egoism.
I know about Rand. Okay, yeah. Okay, go ahead, Ayn. So explain to me, kind of give me a breakdown from your perspective. If I was a listener in a space you were running, give me your rundown on what you see in the Carmelo Anthony case. So let's give him a space. You got 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's just a great tragedy that this young person died as a result of this other person, pulling a knife out and sticking it in him. Anger, is the mind killer. Anger destroys lives. And so part of philosophy is rising up in intelligence, in knowledge, to overcome your base root primal anger. And this is what education does for people. It allows you to take a step back, look at it all from a third-party perspective and say, you know what? I'm not going to engage. I'm not going to get angry. I'm going to, enjoy my life. Maybe I'll get even, but I'll do it in secret. If you're going to commit a crime, an assassination, you don't do it publicly. You do it privately, like a ninja. So I'm just saying that I've been following, this was a big topic, 8 months ago on this app. And, but yesterday was the Charlie Kirk trial. And I just want to mention, I'm not going to talk about Charlie Kirk, but I'm going to talk about the legal industrial complex. I've had to deal with judges and lawyers, as I'm sure many of you have. And it's a system, it's a network. And unfortunately, the legal industrial complex has become, in many ways, the de facto economy. You can't escape debt because they'll resurrect it. And some lawyer in New York will try to take your money and put you under receivership. They will literally siphon your funds, take everything you have, and put a new tax on you, on your wage garnishment. So the truth is, everybody should be a lawyer, and then we should have a higher level of law, which is like at the graduate and PhD level. Those are the people who should be actually in charge of the courts, not a political clique. Because when you run for a judgeship, you run as a Democrat or you run as a Republican or as an independent. What the fuck does your political affiliation have to do with your position as a judge of society? It shouldn't have anything to do with it. It should be impartial. It should be according to the word of the law, not what it's a game. And it's a game. And it's who can get the most before they die, apparently. It's not about actual truth and intelligence and transparency. And again, the restorative justice aspect is all a fraud. If you kill somebody, make the punishment fit the crime.
Thank you. Quick room refresh till we go to the next speaker. Welcome to
I just wanted to see if anybody had any comments on what I said about its effectiveness. I thought it was quite interesting.
Well, I definitely agree with his point about what is your position as a judge. Your political position should have nothing to do with your ability to, look at the evidence, hear testimony, right, and dole out justice. I mean, that's my position.
But here,
I mean, so that's evidence. Wait, Kim, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you because you were muffled. You said that's what?
My bad. I'm at the gas station getting some of this 340 gas. I'm showing up 347 gas. What?
That's showing out.
I'm showing out for 347 gas. Nigga, I can actually get more than $10 worth of gas today. What's out of here? Dude, I'm balling. I'm like, these niggas on Clubhouse. I'm rich and shit. You know, all these niggas got money, all rich and shit. Good credit, niggas. Y'all need to be like you niggas. Man, I'm still out here in the hood and shit, living a nigga experience out in this shit. Damn, I thought that shit would have run off on me by now, y'all.
Niggas would be high. It's crazy.
But
Go ahead.
As much as, you know, as much as we like ideals of their, you know, people not having the biases that they show themselves to have, like, that's just not the American way. It's the American way as far as what's stated on paper, but not the way that America has ever operated. Like, not ever. From its inception or even before its inception up until now. So, like, a lot of these things are ideas. I think the only ones that actually, in my opinion, believe in what's on paper actually operate, you know, according to America's stated principles are Black people. Because we the only ones that do business with everybody. we actually deal with everybody. You know, even to our own detriment to a certain degree. But as far as, you know, when it comes to the system, you know, the system is working the way it was designed to work. You know, even when you look at, you know, when you talk about the debt is even there by design. That's how everything is designed so that the many can support the few. That's all by design. Because here's the thing. If you paid everybody a decent wage, nobody wants to do it. There would be no motivation for them to do it. So that's why it's by design. There's always going to be people. There's always going to be people who are at a disadvantage. And unfortunately, you know, that has been Black people. And I think we have to stop identifying as laborers. We have to stop identifying as laborers. There's nothing wrong with doing labor, but and that being the identity that we're seeking is problematic, especially if we're trying to elevate. I hear you. Why don't you believe we just identify as laborers?
I just say why. No, I'm going to say why. All you gotta do is look at all the effort I gotta put in to niggas who's gonna be we are builders. Because everybody tells me nobody wants to do their job, because them jobs don't make no money. Even though I speak the language and work with the people who get all the goddamn money, nigga, they look just fine over there, they motherfuckers $800,000 house, but they're laborers. We don't identify as laborers. Because we feel sorry for all the illegal immigrants who came across the border who put nothing but 100%. We don't identify as laborers, so we probably would be out here if we had had no problem with the fact that everybody would be laborers and so if we identify as laborers, we probably would be out here standing against immigration instead of being the motherfucking doormat welcoming it, begging for it.
You found my channel.
Well, I mean, this country was
Thank you so much.
a country of
It means the
immigrants
world to me that
anyway.
you are watching this.
So being against immigration is kind of contradictory at its very core.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
We disagree, which is fine. But as far as, you know, we
But I disagree in fact. So we can run that. We can run that one.
There's plenty of
America
facts to go around.
identifies as a nation of immigrants. What you said?
I said this is I didn't say we identify, but this is what it is. It's
I'm
not
not going to ask you to
identified.
like or subscribe, but if you do, thank you so much. It means the world to me that you are watching this.
Okay,
Oh,
what
before
are we talking about?
We're talking about in a time where see that it's one of the disingenuous remarks I hear from people.
Not this
disingenuous at all?
It is disingenuous based on the scholarship. Because the scholarship would suggest that what immigration policy existed at the time we're calling these people immigrants? None. So what's even called immigration at that point? No. Was everybody who arrived here at some point immigrants? Yes. Even the people who supposedly crossed the Bering Strait were also immigrants. Even the Moors who came here in the whatever century you want to believe, whether it was the 5th, the 7th, or the 15th. Bottom line is that when we talk about immigration with an I. See, we're not talking about immigration with an E. It's different. See, people immigrate all the time. You know what I'm saying? But we talk about immigration with an I. There's a certain group of parameters that must be set up.
I'm from here.
Yo.
The second best place besides.
But yeah,
I don't know where you from, but I'm from here.
But it's your
lineage.
Let me restate it. So
Yes.
we clear on what the argument is. And the argument is this, is that if you have immigration, right, in a country that has no immigration law, that is not even a nation that can even accept immigrants because they don't have any immigration rules, no regulations, no laws for it or against it. And that's what we had here in America. We didn't have a place where there was like an immigration quota or immigration laws, where there could be immigration standards, standardized immigration. None of that exists here. So what I'm saying is that when we call these people immigrants,
You found my channel.
to some degree, yeah, we're saying they're not from here, they came from somewhere else. We all understand that. But they didn't come from somewhere else to America, in America.
Okay, my friend, I'm gonna let that simmer. Where are you? You're at the pastry shop.
I'm at the gym.
Well, good for you. I'm glad. Have you broken a sweat yet?
Yeah, I'm almost done. I'm about to leave.
How long does it take you to break a sweat when you get to the gym?
Well, I ran here, and that was about a mile. And I did 5 miles on the extra bike. And then I did
That's not what I asked you.
I would say about 8 minutes.
Oh. I'm about a 15-minute kind of guy. Takes me about 15 minutes on average for the body to start flowing like a waterfall. A waterfall.
And that's cool, which is fine. The idea
Can't argue about what it ain't. We gotta argue about what it is. Don't make it seem the nigga who like what it is because I'm willing to point out what it is. That just makes it what it is.
I mean, well, what it is people came here and now they want to make rules about other people coming here. But no, this country is run by a bunch of people who did not come from here.
Whether you want to use immigration with an E or immigration with an I is totally irrelevant. Because the fact of the matter is, none of these motherfuckers came from here. And the way they even went about coming here was wild. You know, so either way, and
No way.
what they
You
came
found
to
my
find
channel.
out is the
They break the immigration laws on the books by coming here.
because this is a nation of laws. Okay. Laws that are, also the ones that, that they interpreted by saying that the white man, the black man has no rights that the white man was bound to respect. The ones that they had to go through and implement extra amendments that were supposed to include all men, but somehow we had to have extra amendments to include us. Those are the ones you're talking about.
Can I say something?
I just want to be sure.
This is Ein. Can I say something about the topic?
No. You're not going to interrupt what we're talking about. No, we're not doing that.
Well, I'm not interrupting. I'm trying to add, not interrupt.
How are you adding?
that's why I was asking to interrupt, but I can wait. I can wait. Well, I just want to say that all communication is political. Every topic is political. Immigration is political. Concrete is political. Cell phones are political. Everything is political. And in this country, with Joe Biden, with the millions of illegal aliens flowing through the open borders, crossing the Rio Grande, people overstaying their visas, etc., many of you know illegal aliens, and they're not, murdering you or robbing you. And in fact, they might be fixing your plumbing. They might be doing your drywall. They might be doing your gardening. They're not, bad people. They are breaking the law, but to them, breaking the law is better than living in a shithole third world country making less than $1 a day. They're willing to take that chance and risk for a little better life. Can you really fault them for that? No. But again, it's political. So the Democrats know that an illegal alien is 99.99% guaranteed to vote Democrat if they can get to a ballot to vote. And the government now with Donald Trump is trying to restrict unrestricted voting. And again, it's always political. The problem with bringing in so many illegal aliens is that it guarantees a Democrat supermajority all the time. If we don't have the opportunity to flip our government left to right, right to left to right, we can't rotate. We can't dance. This country will become a fascist shithole of wokeism. Is your son transgender yet? Has your son decided to mutilate his body and remove his penis yet to conform with social values? We have to question the values in society. We have to actually have some kind of value, not this supposed fake artificial values that we call values.
Those values came over here with the Europeans who came and colonized the land. They brought that with them.
And we have yet to experience this Democratic supermajority that you're talking about.
And play we never do experience.
We've seen it in cities. It's not something that didn't happen. We've seen it in cities. We haven't seen it as the United States as a whole, but we've seen it in cities, and we've seen the disaster that a lot of it has done to the cities. Look at LA. Matter of fact, look at Cali as a whole. It's being destroyed.
But what we have seen is that the majority of the country is not cities, right? And so, that's also why we have the back and forth. That's the reason why, when we look at, when they talk about how everything's being redistricted as far as the votes and stuff because of the Voting Rights Act, it being repealed is what they call it, being gutted. It really isn't doing a whole lot because unless they're going to district everything according to population, which would actually give more representation or proper representation, it's never going to be quote unquote fair anyway. So area that has approximately about a couple of thousand people will have just as much say so as an area that has a few million because it's not being redistricted according to population, it's being redistricted according to just region.
Well, all the redistrict. I used to work at the census.
The point is it isn't going to be fair. The point is that even, despite the fact that there's a super majority of Democrats.
You found my channel. I'm not going to ask you to like or subscribe.
They don't have as much.
You found my.
Why do you think that?
Now let's look at Chicago.
I just described it.
I'm gonna describe an example. Let's look at Chicago when Chicago was dealing with the migrant crisis. And that coon-ass mayor elected by the teachers board and the super Democrat majority there in Chicago, when he said no to federal government coming in and getting control there in Chicago. It wasn't that the city didn't have control and the federal government or the state government had more power than the city of Chicago did. It's called sanctuary cities, not sanctuary states. And in order to be a sanctuary city, the city itself must be autonomous to some degree, must it not?
Chicago has almost a $20 billion a year annual budget, and the Aldermanic Council voted the sanctuary city status. Brandon Johnson just borrowed $1 billion, and now he's giving out $70,000 checks to families that want to put money down on a house. When did a city and a government ever start handing out checks for down payments on mortgages by taxing other people? This is all wealth redistribution.
During redlining of black communities in the 1910s and 20s, when the federal government established these organizations under what we call the New Deal, immediately after being established under the New Deal, these organizations began redlining and locking black communities, black families out. Not only did they do that, they created today what we call the modern day suburban neighborhood. They were called Levitt Town Homes, Leavitt, Levitt Town. And so this was a Jewish man, Abraham Levitt, and his Jewish son, who were also white, right? Because they're white Jews, so they're white and Jewish. They're not either or. They're both. They're white.
Levittown, Pennsylvania. Levittown, Pennsylvania.
Your mic is covered, King. We can't hear you. Sound like you're far away.
My window's down. I said about Levittown Homes. Levittown Homes is America's first. When you walk into the neighborhoods, all the houses look alike. Cookie cutter homes, like most neighborhoods in America, even the rich homes, cookie cutter houses, right? And so this was Levittown Homes, and white were able to do this. And with the federal home laws, with SSA laws, that was given by the same government that expected back here in the tax dollars, but they were redistributing that wealth back to them when they were literally giving out, giving away free homes. Well, not only that was the only time I also, if you look back to American history, there's a thing called the Homestead Act, where America gave away hundreds of millions of acres of land free of charge. The only qualification you had to have to be white and a household. You get Iowa, Nebraska, many other states in the Midwest were created almost entirely from the Homestead Act. Then not only did they give them those free homes, those free homesteads, they then built Kansas State, Iowa State, Ohio State, Penn State, and state agricultural colleges to then be able to educate these whites who had no role.
The evidence for the narrative economics is all over Elon Musk's space. If you box account, if you do want to see the evidence, and unlike an actual trial in the real world, where actually I just got off of a conference call on a status hearing with a judge and attorney because I'm suing the federal government, this is not an actual courtroom, Steve. This is a conference call for shruggers. It's out there for schmucks. Welcome to your reality. Hello?
Also be 2 times in American history. The whole goddamn country in some cases gained out 3
because even
equivalent to a home to white Americans.
When you start,
the evidence.
People just be catching up.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not saying that all these things haven't happened already. There's nothing new under the sun. I'm just making an argument.
you just said when, I just want you to be consistent with what you're saying. You just said, when did this ever happen?
Okay, got it. I'm correct. I'm correct.
You did insinuate that. But
Yeah. Okay, you correct. Okay, well, I stand corrected. But I'm just see, my name is Ayn Rand because I'm reading a book called The Virtue of Selfishness. Statistically, economically, running a business as an altruism, you can't run a business like that. You can't open a pizza shop and give out 51% of your pies for free. So all I'm advocating for is naturalness, a natural economy, not this fake, artificially stimulated economy that we spend $7 trillion plus a year at the federal level and only take in $5 trillion. I'm just saying that.
How would a natural economy work?
It would actually be a balanced economy, meaning that we would have a balanced budget with no debt. We have to start paying the debt. Otherwise, services will.
Have to pay the debt?
Well, we don't necessarily just have to pay it. We can actually cancel it. We can do debt resolution, debt negotiation. This is the future of politics, the future economy. The country has reached a tipping point.
Made to run.
Lord, just let him get his point across.
See, when you say the system is engineered to keep the people working to serve the top 1%, 10%, etc., I'm not saying that you're not right, because the banking industrial complex, with interests and loans, and then ultimately, if you can't pay back those loans, they start doing wage garnishments, and now you become a debt slave. We technically shouldn't have debt slaves in this country, but we have men and women, whether it's child support or whether it's other forms of debt, half of their life is just servicing debt. You work 3 out of 5 days a week just to pay your taxes. So I'm just saying that, according to Ayn Rand, the future economy is always a capitalist economy because it's the most efficient economy. Look at Peter Thiel, one of the richest men in the world, who started Palantir and PayPal. He just left America. He moved to Argentina. It is huge. It controls the top 10 cities. It controls the federal government. And it is an ideology. It is culture. And it is a big part of American culture. And I'm just saying that even a conservative, fiscally minded libertarian, at some point, eventually, when things get so bad and Democrats mismanage the system so much and they're so clownish and so crazy and just delusional, they think taking from somebody to give from somebody else is the basis of an economy. That's not. The basis of an economy is running a business profitably. It's a simple equation. The good metaphor is a pizza shop or any kind of small business. They can't run the way your government runs. Shouldn't we have the same standard between what we can do in our personal lives as entrepreneurs and business people as opposed to what our elected political leaders are doing? They're borrowing from the banks on your back without your authorization. That's taxation without representation. They should be sued and put in prison. These people are not fiscally efficient. They are criminal liars and fraudsters giving out billions to NGOs to kick back into their own bank accounts. This is a fucking scheme, a scam, a skim. Wake the fuck up. Fight back.
Well, that's what the financial system is. And it's like I said, it's operates like that by design. And so when you look at the debt, there's people that make money off of the debt of the U.S. because from the payments that they make. And so it's never about paying off the debt. It's never going to be about paying off the debt. Like, ever. And so the national debt will never, ever be paid. It would totally collapse the financial system.
Well, we have a corporate-run society.
There's a fundamental understanding about how at least modern day economies work. We look at, what they're doing is they're leveraging that to be able to do the things that they're doing. And there's a lot of modern day corporations that operate the same way. Many of the most powerful companies that operate off the same way. Then there's also such thing as capitalization. And so it's not about not having debt or being debt free. See, we're trained to look at debt as it being a negative thing. Meanwhile, a lot of the people who are running the country are the most powerful people in the country are leveraging debt.
Again, interest is a business. I'm just advocating for liberality. The liberals are cultural liberals. They're not economic liberals, meaning that I should be able to compete with Pizza Hut and Taco Bell in an unrestricted manner. But the government comes in and says, no. You can't operate this little tiny business on the street. You got to have an actual, licensed, permitted facility. And so I'm just advocating.
Well, who pushes those policies, though, right? We know who pushes the policies. Just like when we talk about even when we talk about local government, it's not really about the political party that's in power. It's about the businesses that are in power and the businesses that have influence in a particular government, whether it's city, state, whatever. like it's to pay them money for the deed restrictions of who can have a license to do this, who has to get approval to do that. It's all by design, and there are a lot of rules behind it. Matter of fact, the school system that we all participate in was instituted by businessmen, right? And so I think a lot of us are, when we argue these points, we're arguing based on the way things were marketed, not based on how they were actually instituted, or understanding the real purpose of these things.
I get it,
the school system was made to groom workers, and the corporations were meant to collect taxes on behalf of the government, and so that's part of the pipeline. People talk about the school to prison pipeline. There's also a school to worker pipeline where they make sure that they're able to collect what they collect. So that's the reason why these companies, they get the tax cuts and the things they get, because they are doing a service to the government.
I get it, but history shows us that, like what Pharaoh said, let it be said, let it be written, so let it be done. And countries come and go, political movements come and go. Change is actually the normal and the standard. So I'm just saying that, Ayn Rand was very popular as a publisher in the 60s because at that time, America was actually ramping up its socialism. Socialism does not create abundance. It creates misery. It's death by altruism. It's a social suicide. Strength is joy. Is anybody here living in strength and joy? Have you noticed that the greater your strength, the greater your joy? The more joy you have, the greater your strength? Has anyone noticed that? Do you know how to build strength and joy? I'm talking about the basis of economy. Our economy is 40% borrowed. Every single year, we have to borrow 40% to fund our minimum basic requirements. I'm just saying.
Here's the thing with that. Here's whose fault is that, though? Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that?
What we talk about? We talk about. I speak English.
It's the government's fault. It's our elected leaders. It's the people electing these people. But the problem is, the elected leaders.
Whose fault is that?
It's not the people's fault. The system is rigged.
It's the people's fault. Sir, it is the white people's fault. It's the white people's fault. The failure of America will always be in the hands of racist white America. I mean, this is the beauty of racism. The beauty of racism is you allowed for there to be a back door, ladies and gentlemen. And what was the back door? The back door was Black America. In 1960, America was 88.6 white, 10.5% black, for a total of 99.1%. Wasn't no Saudi Arabia's motherfuckers own shit over here. Wasn't no Chinese motherfuckers owning manufacturing and agriculture over here. We didn't know our motherfucking wealth this time. Now, what happened is the arrogance of white America thought that you could keep black people down intentionally and open the door to America and let all the rest of these motherfuckers, the brown to your black and brown, because that's y'all shit. We didn't start that black and brown because that belongs to y'all too. And so when y'all brought all them black browns in here to water down the blacks, what happened is the blacks were loyal to America, steady fighting, trying to find a better position for their families, even though every decade brought even more systems of oppression. And the covert kind too. And no longer would they just take us outside and hang us and tell us what they really felt about us and take pictures under our burning bodies. So I can at least appreciate those crackers because they let you know how they felt about you.
Those crackers.
So, unfortunately, it's the psychology of the crackers of America. It's cracker psychology that's still in America because crackers said we're going to keep the world that's a call her German anyway. The number one minority, or should I say ethnicity, not minority, ethnicity in America is German American. Number two is Black American. Got it working. And so I love listening to the crackers complain today. Because if these whites were really honest, they would say, man, we fucked up America because we didn't hold it down against the pariah of America. And the true pariah of America was the Confederacy. No, you let them boys make that 1870-something compromise, 77 compromise, and the 76 elections. Excuse me, 78 elections. You let a motherfucker steal the stuff. See? You let these motherfucking cracker boys, these racist motherfuckers, basically have their way after 11 years. That was the most cowardice thing America could do, because the bravest thing that white people in America have ever done was stood on the side of righteousness and had the Civil War. But people would try to tell you what the Civil War was about. The Civil War. So tell me what the fuck bleeding Kansas was about. All the lies they try to tell you about how the Civil War was really. The Civil War, think about this. The Civil War was a continuation of popular sovereignty and bleeding Kansas. Serious point fucking blank. And so with that being said, when we talk about America, it's the overall ignorance of white America. And the ignorance of white America is, see, we got cut off from our ancestors' teaching. And what our ancestors taught us.
Got cut off from the books.
How to form religious, military, etc., the language, the culture, how to raise our kids properly, how to feed ourselves, medicine, we lost all of that. But see, you whites did not. Watch out for the goddamn truth. And the same thing that happened in Europe in past is happening in America now. So it's all y'all fault. You mean? Somebody took the books of your history. Somebody took your motherfucking past. It was right there. I studied the motherfucker. So, when all that goddamn crying and come to the table and say, look, we fucked up. And what we motherfuckers owe America, our lives. Y'all pick up the goddamn blood. Get your ass out there and get to dying for America.
It's a little bit like a first-person shooter game. So even, let's just go with everything you just said is 100% a fact, not an opinion. It is the truth. And what you just said is undeniably the facts of history. Let's go with that. You still have one, as like a first-person shooter, it's still your strategy, on how you optimize and create your life. Creative intelligence is what sets you free. Creative intelligence is what gives you the therapy you need to move forward in strength and joy. So I'm just saying that until black politicians become black philosophers, they will never liberate their people. Black politicians will only abuse their people.
No, sir. We're not waiting on black politicians. Are you fucking serious? Waiting on black politicians? I'm not waiting. See, and that's what's wrong with you white. Because if a black politician comes and he's a philosopher, all we gotta do is look at the last few of them brothers, and they was all goddamn Marxists. They was you. They was black on the outside, but deep down within them, they wanted to be white and or Jewish. But you can take all the black politicians with you, and you can smoke them motherfuckers until your lungs bleed. I can't do shit with a black politician. Try that one again.
Well, that's why you go by the name King, and I'm a big fan of Marcus Aurelius, who a lot of people consider a good example of a philosopher king. A philosopher king is difficult to debate with because what he's saying is so true. And, when you talk about the economy, America, Black America doesn't benefit enough from the fake economy. And it could be because they're not selfish enough. Hakeem Jeffries, if anybody here likes that snake, explain to me how or why. But how does he keep winning? That's because, as I said earlier, the system is rigged. You wouldn't know it unless you actually experienced it. Maybe some of you have. I've seen it. I've witnessed it. I've participated in it. I've seen how lawyers and judges fix the system to suppress the people. The people are being lied to. The voters are being deceived. And unfortunately, it still doesn't negate the fact that it is a game that you, as the first-person shooter, must navigate. How will you move across the face of the earth? Are you free to move? Do you fear money? Do you fear housing? Do you fear food? Do you fear clothes? What is it that you fear? What's holding you back from achieving strength and joy?
I would have to say I'm the strength and joy giver around this month.
Well, just want to quote Winter in the chat. You not schooling nobody on shit. You know what's been holding us back. Who the fuck you think you're talking to?
That's crazy work. But I think a lot of us know that the game is rigged, but you cannot lose if you do not play. But a lot of us feel like the reason why we're losing because we're not playing it right. We just play differently. And we just rearrange our strategy. We just gotta play the game from the inside. We have to play it like just like the white people were playing it. We just play it just like the white people were playing it. We're gonna win. No, because they game, they just change the rules. we fight hard to have a spot at a table that wasn't meant for us. And it's crazy. It don't matter these systems. It don't matter whether it's capitalism, communism, socialism. Those are just systems. It's not about systems. It's about proximity to power. All of these systems that we champion so much, it's still the many supporting the few. And who are the few? And so if the same group of people are benefiting, no matter the system, why did we fall in the trap of blaming systems? It's retarded, it's dumb, it's asinine, it's all of those, because the system doesn't matter. You think people under capitalism are any happier than the people that's under communism, or any happier than the people that's under socialism? All of it is people that's at the bottom supporting the people at the top. Every single one.
Lloyd, do you believe in the collective unconscious?
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Meaning that like there's a herd mentality.
I mean, that's something that happens.
So when I say that the system is corrupted, look at Karen Bass and Spencer Pratt. Obviously, Spencer Pratt would be the better solution for Los Angeles, but the collective unconscious is going to vote and put Karen Bass back into power.
The system is not corrupted. It's working as designed.
What I'm saying, the system has a tendency to veer towards the collective unconscious, which is really altruism, which is death by suicide.
Towards who? Altruism or who? I mean, as a black person, it's never really veered towards us. Not at any point in time in history. Maybe different in your case. But as far as black people, the system in any way, shape, or form has never benefited us at all. It's never been altruistic towards black people, like ever.
Well, it's been fascinating talking with you all. And why? Thank you. I can't wait to come to your movie review about the Odyssey with Matt Damon, because Matt Damon and that movie is going to be one of the biggest flops of the summer season.
I agree. I will see you this Saturday, 2 p.m. Central, Press Hollywood. Shameless plug. Now I'll do a quick room reset. Welcome to By Any Means Necessary. Today we're talking about the Carmelo Anthony trial. It kicked off. The hood therapist was in here earlier, and apparently he is covering it.
They're not selfish enough. Selfish enough. No. Hakeem Jeffrey. If anybody here likes that snake, explain to me how or why. But how does he keep winning? That's because, as I said earlier, the system is rigged. You wouldn't know it unless you actually experienced it. Maybe some of you have. I've seen it. I've witnessed it. I've participated in it. I've seen how lawyers and judges fix the system to suppress the people. The people are being lied to. The voters are being deceived. And unfortunately, it still doesn't negate the fact that it is a game that you, as the first-person shooter, must navigate. How will you move across the face of the earth? Are you free to move? Do you fear money? Do you fear housing? Do you fear food? Do you fear clothes? What is it that you fear? What's holding you back from achieving strength and joy?
I'm always a fan of white people fucking around to find out.
Bro, no way!
I was tired, and I was annoyed, and I was done.
Bro, no way! You found my channel. Do you know these 10 songs? Wait, do you?
I was tired.
Cases of white people fucking around and finding out. Things would be a little bit different for us. You know, one of the things about us is that we're so love-giving. You know, despite all the things that people like to put out negative about, like, there's a lot of things that are very.
I was tired, and I was annoyed, and I was done.
But you know, if we were anywhere near the monsters that they presented us to be, the world would be totally different. Because the things that would happen, you know, we would be imposing our will on this. But we're not like that. We are happy with a lot of simple things. We just want to look good, feel good, be admired among some. Like we want very simple shit. And for the most part, we don't left up.
Tired, and I was
and that's something that's been a struggle for them the entire time. And so when it comes to a lot of the bullshit that is country, the politics, like, none of us should have a bad message.
Well, that's fine. You can kick me anytime if you want. You can also listen to a page from a book. You know, why don't you turn over the page and go to Ask Above? So, wait, you found my channel. You won't believe it, but मुझे भी support करो.
See, what's so amazing to me is that Clubhouse actually become a business, a future, as opposed to like a complaint department at a corporation. Oh, sorry, I didn't hear anybody.
No, he was kind of low, but yeah, he was in there. Go ahead, Dr. Long.
and some truth. I actually heard it this weekend. We complain about the system, and the system is working. It wasn't designed for us. It's working how it was intended. But still, we gotta just, not to find our own back. Use some power, bring it out, build things up, make names, support each other, just like we see other demographics do. So 3 weeks ago,
Well, what are you guys hoping for, and what are you hoping for? I guess your feelings, and then what is your logical response to what you think's gonna happen?
I'm hoping that he gets the George Zimmerman treatment. That's what I'm hoping. But just that's maybe a little bit far-fetched. That's what I'm hoping.
Well, it's certainly interesting that to answer your question, as I stated earlier, I'm hoping the same thing. I'm hoping he gets off. I have an inkling he will, or again, as we all know, it comes down to evidence. I don't know if he's facing life or how many years he's facing. I don't think he's going to receive a harsh punishment, right? But I also, on the flip side of that thing, it's very interesting as we're getting into the summer. And correct me if I'm wrong, it always seems every summer, maybe not every summer, but summer seems always is a time that is racially charged. So we
Up in the summertime,
right? So we have
Salinas, mis bonitas hombres, mis bonitas hermosas señoritas.
And I know it'll be a couple months before that goes to trial. Chuck the Builder accused of shooting a black man.
It was a white boy that got into a fight with a black boy at a park, and he hit the black boy in the head with a bat, and the black boy is in a coma right now. So you see how all that goes. I think that just happened recently.
What? That's in Howard County right there too? Yeah, because Frisco sits like northwest Dallas. Far northeast Dallas. You know what I'm saying? So,
My
the way
friend.
it sits, bro, is like, it's just outside of Dallas County. Which, you know what I'm saying? Most motherfuckers who live in Frisco niggas got a good job in Dallas. That's why they work over there. They live over that motherfucker shit. Anyway, but yeah, so I'm gonna have to check this other case out because I ain't heard about that. That's new to me. But that type of shit be happening down here. Yeah, that might be that type of shit be happening on the regular round. You know what I'm saying? And
You said it's Collin County, Collll.
Yeah, that's where a nigga don't want to get. You don't want to catch no cases in Collin County, my guy.
Can I ask a question about capital punishment, the death penalty?
Get to it.
So I like the saying, make the punishment fit the crime, but not necessarily every time. And so, in Chicago, we got the ankle monitors and the no cash bail. And it's a $60 million a year business putting these ankle monitors on to do GPS tracking, but you can cut the fucking monitors off. A lot of people go on the lam and go on the run, and a lot of people get away. The thing is, it's a Democrat judge doing restorative justice And the guy who just murdered this cop, John Bartholomew, I mean, there are people that get released 30 times, 70 times. And if you read the transcript of what the judge says at the last trial, well, I think this time maybe you're actually learning and you're developing and becoming more mature, a grown adult. And, you know, we're going to let you out because we think this is, you know, it's not let you out like this is some kind of, anyways, back to the capital punishment thing. If you murder somebody in cold blood in a vicious way, you know, and rape them and murder their whole family, all these horrible things that people do, shouldn't the state execute that person after their trial and they're found guilty of murder in the first degree with all these additional charges? I mean, why aren't we making the punishment fit the crime?
Hey, Sick, I'm gonna have to take what I said, but I don't think Big E knew what he was talking about. I thought he's from Texas and knew what he was talking about. I can't find a case that is similar to that. The only thing I could find is a case about a 6-year-old boy getting attacked with a bat by his neighbor. Big E might have not known what the fuck he was talking about. That's my misspeak to him. My bad. Yeah. You know, he out there in Georgia, right? I thought Big E was in Texas. He's in Texas? I don't know. I thought the nigga was in Tennessee. I don't really fuck with that nigga like that. So I don't know. But I could have swore either he from Texas or something about Texas. But that's my bad. Niggas out here spreading misinformation, bro. And I'm contributing to it. Welcome to Clubhouse. Come up here and say what you gotta say, Franklin. I read your message. I'm busy. Come on, Frankiana. Attention. Come on up here and get it off your chest about how we just love white people and, you know, letting them come up more stage and dominate and shit. Come up here and get it off your chest, Papa. Come on, Freshawn.
You think I've been dominating? I'm just one little tiny man with an opinion.
You're not dominating. You're just not adhering to, like, you know, you're not adhering to decorum. You know, and it's not your fault. You don't know any better. That's just, you know, what's the white people say? You know, it's just, you know, you're operating the way you're used to operating.
You didn't say that. I'm just adding some extra sauce.
I'm saying what I'm saying.
No, you're talking about what I'm saying. I'm adding extra sauce.
Here's what I don't do.
Come on.
Here's what I don't do, right? I try to be as authentic as I can to my real self, right? So, you know, I have opinions about the white folks, but, nigga, like, let's be real. If your ass gotta go down to the Social Security office to get a new Social Security card, nigga, to close on that house that you need to close on. Or, nigga, you need to reach out to them white folks at the Mutual, Fidelity, Omaha, whatever the fuck bank to get up in that. You're gonna do it. So when motherfuckers get some, and you know, and the white people, and you're talking to white people, nigga, you talk to white people every motherfucking day. And it's the fact that you Negroes will get on Clubhouse, and then I guess you're not successful with your conversation with white people in real life. Because you want to come in on Clubhouse and you want to somehow satisfy your ego. Like, I ain't told that white people, I told whitey today, whitey showed whitey something. I do that like in the real world where the money's on the line. It like really matters and it's really important. It's like really real life. Yeah, I talk to them straight like that. But I show them the same type of respect on Clubhouse. I know I'm gonna show them in the real world. Just like everybody else do all of those weird ass talking crazy to motherfuckers. Unless y'all do some crazy ass shit like say on the dead homies or something about a Clubhouse room. I might lose it then. But I try to stay pretty principled and pretty motherfucking straight to who the fuck I am in the real world, my nigga. Like, I don't do all that old weird ass cat up in the racket shit.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I'm the same person. I mean, I'm the same person all the time. I don't have no alter ego or no representative or no crap. But, you know, I mean, we're going to operate how they operate. Yeah, man. You know, to be honest with you, I don't even put myself in positions to really have to deal with white people in real life. Like, 99.9% of my interactions are with other black people. I really don't deal with white people.
In Cleveland? How the fuck you get money?
By not dealing with white people. Well, I'm not in Cleveland right now, but even in Cleveland, it's the same thing. All my people is black.
I'm not saying that majority of mine. Yeah, I don't got white friends like that. I don't got white friends, but yeah, the business. Like when I go to, I'm a member of two chambers of commerce. When I go deal with those chambers, even though one chamber, the mayor is Hispanic, and the other chamber, the mayor's black, help get him elected, and the chamber president is black. That's my partner. But we still dealing with other white people. And that people. So we talking to business owners and people in the chamber or in my regular world capacity. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna see non-black people likely white. And I'm talking about I live in the side of Dallas, Texas. I live in East Dallas. You ask anybody know anything about Dallas, where the white people is at, nigga, they're not in East Dallas. You know what I mean? So, but I still deal with white people. Like, nigga, I've been dealing with white people. I've been at Home Depot today, nigga, dealing with white people. Like, oh my God, you're gonna deal with the white. So my point is, where you go where are saying that, you know, somehow we're out of. I made my
Texas, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not limited to local people, but even then, like I said, all I deal with is black people.
So, I'm not saying that's a problem. I'm just saying I don't mind taking white folks' money.
I don't mind taking white people's money either. But
I got a question for you. I think that music is the best way to take white people's money. Not by point or knife point. Hello?
We about to go down the rabbit hole. So. not only do I think it's quite odd, I think it just speaks to kind of our level of ignorance sometimes on how we view other people. We think we're supposed to do, I guess, to them what they did to us or whatever the fuck that game is, which, you know,
Sick, you know what the funniest part about it is that I'm thinking about since you said that? The funniest part about it is they'll get mad for us having actual talks in spaces that we are controlling, right, Sid? But they be in spaces that the white man controls.
Right.
They have no control.
There's a lot of niggas out here doing music. I'm just saying niggas I know, because I'm out here doing music. I would have been hit Biggie up. Like, nigga, I ain't got shit. I need to get mixed and mastered and all kind of shit. I would have been hit you guys up. So tap in with me.
Oh, I didn't even know you fucked with the music.
Come on, man.
No, I didn't know. I thought you was in the construction or something.
I know, but that's how I got started, Biggie.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
No,
That nigga know how to rap a little bit, man. He be trying to compete with me and shit, but you know, the old heads got a pass the torch.
All this time they know this nigga, I never heard this nigga rap.
No, his shit decent. He got some smooth shit, and he got like some shit where like it's almost like that Currency and Wiz Khalifa vibe before Currency and Wiz Khalifa added on to that old school gangster shit. Like his shit nice. And I don't vouch for nobody for real, man, because you know I do music and I don't typically like a lot of niggas' music like that, bro. I be feeling like it's, you know, but this shit nice. I fuck with it.
Well, I'd like to play a little song and dedicate it to the room and to all of your success, to all of your joy, to all of your strength.
No. We're not about to do that, no. On with that fucking whatever the fuck that shit is, yeah.
Hey, let me hear that motherfucking harmonica, man. Let me hear that motherfucker one time. Like, you suck. But I mean, I know a harmonica when I hear one.
It's definitely a harmonica and he definitely sucks. We both agree on both.
I done heard some old uncles of mine, boy. You know, them niggas get that harmonica, them goddamn spoons, and that motherfucking garage, the garbage can lid.
Oh, yeah.
Them niggas will be out there drinking moonshine and motherfucking Mississippi all night long, going ham. Nigga, I'm under the covers like, what the fuck is wrong with these old niggas? Until I got old enough to really get it, I was like, okay, they get it in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man, Biggie, a lot of motherfuckers didn't know because I ain't never really used my platform to really promote the music shit because I came out of the music shit because I dropped some shit called EOTW, End of the World. You know what I'm saying? Label said fuck you, and radio said fuck you. Everybody said fuck you, and that's when I just niggas started talking. Cause nigga rap wasn't ready for a nigga to be rapping that type of shit.
Well, I didn't know she did music. I just never heard you.
Why, man? I thought you was in Florida, man. I know you talking about Tulsa, right?
I was in Florida, out here 2 years ago. I went back to Texas, Florida, end of last year. You know what I'm saying? Relax and shit. But I'm
Oh, okay.
Dr. King be all over.
Actually, one of my partners is down here doing what's that one little performance they be doing? The mic drop series or whatever.
Yeah.
On the corner, mic drop, whatever. So he finished do that shit today. He just drove out here from North Carolina.
What if you're an attorney?
Yeah, I'm from Nasir. Nasir is I'm about to link up with Nasir here in a few minutes. That boy pulled up on me looking right too with the Jag. I said, look at my nigga with the Jag bar and shit. Boy, I see you, nigga. I love to see my niggas do good, you know what I'm saying?
There's a band on YouTube called Smash Brothers or something like that, but they are making millions and millions and millions from YouTube and live concerts. And like you said, it's the street corner mic drop. That's the format of their YouTube show.
So what's your take on this Carmelo Anthony thing, man?
Guilty! Capital execution! Firing squad!
What?
Oh, you don't believe in you don't believe in capital punishment?
Yeah, hey, please don't talk about my music's playing. That's no disrespect. Can y'all hear me? I hear you now.
Copyright free, cause it never been copyrighted by me. Never been put on YouTube but by me. Run it by me. Maybe I'll play it by me. Stealing your beats, eating your treats in the streets. Listening to you live on the Clubhouse. Yeah, it sounds flat on Clownhouse. But that's because, it's not one-to-one transfer. But if you have a YouTube link, put the link in the chat. I mean, in the skyboard.
I can't. What you thinking? Couldn't hear you over. I'm telling you, check the back channel. Appreciate it, brother.
got you. I got you.
You have to look at Clubhouse, as modern Motown. This is a record. This room's on replay. If you treated your life in the same way that you treat Clown House, you'd have a library, a catalog. You'd monetize it eventually. Hello?
Yeah, I could want to be more fun to rapping, but there's a lot of relation. Oh, you put up the top. You on TikTok, okay?
But I got you, King. See, I'm gonna reach out to you.
Whole lot of work going on.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh my God, I'm following Mikhail.
Okay, that's always the move. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna get at you, and we gonna put it together.
Yes, sir.
This guy needs a strong rebrand. Wait, why do you call it King Sick or Seek? Why not call yourself King Silk?
Because my name started off as Young Sick, because I was sick. Crazy out here doing this gangbanging shit, you know what I'm saying? So I got the name Sick from some shit that I did. Then I got too old to be young, so then I became a king. You feel me? Once I got my mind right, and then
Oh, you mean you figured out the golden rule about treating people the way you want to be treated? Hello? Hello?
you said what now? What's that?
I said, when you got your mind right, did you start treating people? Did you start treating people the way you want to be treated?
Man, I move the way I need to move in order to get what I need to get. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who get hurt along the way, put themselves in a way to get hurt. I ain't out here to hurt nobody, but they definitely get hurt from it where I'm at.
Well, I'd like to play another song dedicated to the Carmelo Anthony Death Records. Could be a big hit.
We're good on the non-melanated musical selections.
Oh, I'm slightly melanated. I suntan every day, my butthole, and do yoga in the sun.
Requirement level for music. You understand me? Yeah, so.
Projection alert. King, you have activated the projection alert system. Alert, alert. The projection alert system has been activated.
Seems like he was doing some good things. Same thing with that case down there in Georgia where the black boy got killed and the white boy supposedly had a scholarship to go to all these different schools and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, the white folks did the right thing to like this white boy that had a shit from him. Carmelo Anthony did that scholarship. He did right back. So, I think what this boils down to, and then when you actually look at Carmelo Anthony, he didn't fit none of the stereotypes that these white people was trying to put on. Y'all remember that part? They tried to say the
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then come to find out, oh, these black people got money. Then they was mad about that. They was mad when they was dealing with a nigga with some money. Then they just started flailing. All the pins were wrong. He shouldn't have brought this to the game. We don't know what he brought. We don't know what that man brought to the game. Then we find out, oh, it was too. So it wasn't like a trick play, like a straight up night.
What was the name of Carmelo Anthony's victim? Nobody even knows. Oh, I can't wait to hear Monica's room. This is the story that's never going away. This is black versus white, white versus black. This is a chess game. You have activated the projection alert system. You have activated the projection alert system.
When you show up black, you gotta leave guilty.
I'm not going to amen something that I don't like. But I understand what you're saying. I don't like black people leaving guilty, so I'm not going to amen that.
Well, the amen is that that's telling the truth about the case.
I hear you, and I'm not saying there's nothing true, but I'm not going to amen it. I
Amen is proving and showing that the white man is inherently evil in his criminal justice endeavors. The amen is saying that yes, it is so. That the crime is unfair and unjust. And so I say amen to that because I know that that, sir, is the truth. Amen. And amen and amen.
Well, verily, brother, verily, 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 truthfully, truthfully, truthfully. But the fact of the matter is, I don't even know the name of the poor kid that got killed, but I do know Carmelo Anthony's name. And the truth is, eventually this young man will be back out on the streets, living a life, hopefully productive. Hopefully he doesn't become a recidivist and murder someone else with a knife or a gun. Because just like marriage, if you get married a second time, a third time, your chances of divorce go up and up and up. So if you kill somebody once, your chances of killing somebody twice are at a very high degree compared to somebody that's never killed someone. Woo! Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Go to ChicagoMayorVote.com. Go to ChicagoMayorVote.com.
That's how they move. That's how they move. And we ain't talking about team move. We're talking about they move.
Well, you know, I live in Chicago. Again, we've got this ankle monitor, no cash bail system, and there's a guy that goes on Michigan Avenue and loves to sucker punch women in the face. He's done it 50 times. How much is enough? It's insanity. This is attempted murder. This is attempted homicide by death by punch from a 230-pound man. Why the fuck is this piece of shit on the street? Literally 50 times. I'm going to get you the article because it boggles my mind. This piece of shit needs to be executed. Yeah, I mean, you know, I agree with that. That, like, if you see that TV show, The Wire, it kind of gives you, like, an inside look on how police and politics and judicial and drugs and, like, that's a very cool show because it's believable. But just as the average taxpayer with a home and a job and a family and a kid that wants to do a soccer program for the summer but you can't afford it, you know, enough is kind of enough. Where when property taxes jump 50%, 100%, and next thing you know, you actually can't afford shit, an affordability crisis is not because of anything other than government. Yeah, go ahead.
Is paying taxes a choice?
In some situations, yes. In other situations, no.
What about for you?
Excuse me?
is paying taxes a choice for you?
And so again, it's the same answer: yes and no.
Okay, cool. Because like when you pay taxes and you feel like you still own something that you're obligated to pay as well. Like my tax dollars, it ain't your money, it's their money. They said that you better pay it. If you don't pay it, they're gonna come take it from you and take other shit from you if you don't pay it. So it's not yours. It's just like when you get your paycheck, the job came like, oh my payroll dollars, you do what the fuck you want with your money. That's what the government do. What the fuck they want with the money because it's theirs. Not only is it theirs, they also have their name on it, their pictures, their emblems on it. It's theirs. They do what the fuck they want. You really don't have a say so. They make you believe you have a say so, but you don't.
Can I insert something real quick? Breaking news. Can y'all PTR? PTR, everybody. Does this not sound familiar? Also / look familiar to any of you? I'll give you a hint. The 90s. Look familiar to anybody?
Yeah, the story of the black girl. I think you mentioned that earlier, right? I think you said her name earlier. Somebody in the room said her name earlier.
I did.
The black girl, who was also shot by an Asian store owner, accused her of orange juice that she didn't steal.
Now, doesn't this look familiar? So it does look familiar. Sorry. Isn't that interesting? Asian man not found guilty. 14-year-old boy accused of stealing. History's just repeating itself. Oh, we gotta have a new room. History just won't stop repeating itself, huh? What is the odds of that? But I just wanted to share that breaking news.
That's not necessarily history repeating itself. It's the fact that, well, I mean, it is, but it's history repeating itself not in Korean violence to a black youth. You see what I'm saying? That shit was repeating itself every time we was taking our black ass in a Korean snow.
Pretty crazy. I had never heard about that one, but hard to believe somebody would shoot somebody and kill them for stealing anything. That, as a business owner, the cleanup on aisle 6 is just not worth it. Is it worth it? Is it worth it?
They're killing these black youth because in their mind, it's the black kids and the N-words, and they steal and they hurt my business. Now let's pause. Their entire business model is to immigrants from a whole other part of the world and set their businesses up. Guess what? Right in those communities where those are the babies of the community. The very baby, like they did in this case, because see, in this instance, they actually got multiple cameras of footage showing the incident in question, showing exactly what they were claiming was this egregious death that happened. He just did like the obvious thing, like I'm going to put more water to put it under my shirt. Because they're so racist, right? And so the bottom line is that at the end of the day, he didn't end up buying anything. And he said something about it. It's good to show he didn't have obviously 4 couple water bottles that they couldn't find out. These things, make some noise or you're going to be able to see it. Right? So the bottom line is that they did ran out of the store. Yeah. I think you mentioned that earlier. I think you said her name earlier. Somebody in the room said her name earlier.
And he was found guilty, by the way, y'all, for those that were wondering. The jury, his peers, found him guilty for killing him, for murdering him.
He was found guilty?
Yes, this guy right here, he was found guilty for murdering him.
I just saw that the jury found him not guilty.
Yeah, I thought it was not guilty.
Hold on. Let me go back. I could have sworn I just read.
Uh-oh.
It is not guilty. In this conflicting stories, because I just seen one post that said he was found not guilty, so I just see it now on TMZ saying that he was guilty. Damn.
Isn't that like a tsunami to do that? That's what tsunamis do.
But
People
don't
think
get off topic.
People think a tsunami is just like a wave. They don't understand that the entire ocean is rising and it's about to come up over that horizon of the land.
We wipe shit out. That's what we do. Reset. Cleanse the earth. Reset. Nice reset. There you go. That's what tsunamis do.
I was trying to hear this.
Cleanse the earth. Nice reset.
See, if you want to understand Black Power, you have to go back to the Civil War. That defining moment is so critical in understanding the cultural divide in America. You know, there's 500,000 men that killed each other to the death, almost 500,000, and 2 million casualties. There was a group of outlaws known as the Immortal 13 who were white extremist abolitionists who liberated black men. 13 immortals who freed thousands of black men in America. Never forget the Immortal 13.
Say that again. Repeat. Hold on. Rewind that. Who are these people? What was the name of the group again?
The Kansas City Immortal 13. It was a gang of white extremist abolitionists that freed thousands of black men and women and children.
Because that's who helped the indigenous people from this land fight Alpha Fight and stop them from taking fucking Arkansas from me, bro. Because that's how, after we got through killing the opposite side for that whole ass nigga, he started murking the rest of us that was alive. And them motherfuckers right there stepped in. Most definitely. I'm sorry to interrupt. And peace and blessings to everybody on the stage.
I got perplexity looking into this shit right now.
Danny Calloway gave it to me. I don't know about the crazy.
If this young boy, if Carmelo Anthony was to get convicted, do y'all think that it's a strong possibility? Is this, first of all, let me say, this isn't federal, right? It's state?
It's a state.
Oh, no, never mind. Because I was going to ask if Trump could be able to pardon him before he left office, because I'm pretty sure.
You get a pardon from a federal president over a state issue.
Can you?
Yeah, he could recommend it.
He could.
I most definitely ain't gonna be doing that shit, though.
I don't know. Shit.
Bro, say you must. Hey, the nigga let Kodak Black and Lil Wayne out. I think this was a little step above that one. I don't know. I don't know.
You share with us anything? Was you able to peek around and get a little something from us? A little something? Go ahead. He went to the trial yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm.
I went to the first day. So right now they're just doing jury selection. So when I went there yesterday, they had about 600 potential jurors, and they getting ready to trim the fat on that. So about time tonight, around 5 p.m., they gonna have who they want as some jurors, and then the leftovers starting tomorrow. Whatever's left over of that, then that's going to be the jury. So I'm going to try to go up there tomorrow, Wednesday, to see who the jurors is and who they're going to be.
Right? Record?
No. So because this is a high-profile case, there is no electronics to be permitted into the trial. None whatsoever.
That's cool.
Yeah, so Judge John Roach, man, like I said, I've been employing everybody to look that gentleman up. This man is a veteran. He come from a family of veterans, and they go by the book. Yesterday, in his introduction to himself and to the potential jurors, he says, and I quote, he says, following the law does not depend. You cannot just not follow the law. He said you cannot follow the law, not follow the law. If that makes any sense. He says the law doesn't depend. You can't just depend. It depends if I'm gonna follow this law. No. He said
commit murder, you're going to be charged for murder. So then my question is, okay, what happens when you have laws that contradicts the charges? Hold on, man. I'm giving a deposition of what happened yesterday. I went Saturday. So expect opening statements to be Thursday, witnesses Friday. I don't know what's going to happen Saturday, rest on Sunday, and then we're going to add that Monday through that Friday is going to be just continue on the trial, and then there's going to be a verdict. Okay? So the next thing is like I said, right now, the main information that I really want to just point out is figure out who this judge is and just look at his record of convictions.
I looked at it last night and I was shaking in my boots last night when you told us to look it up. I said, he got 3 white young boy sons, and I know he probably looking at them like if a nigga killed one of his sons, he would want to slay him to the white meat. And Republican, like you said, history of veterans in his family. I don't know. I don't know if self-defense, I don't know if that's going to be in his favor dealing with a judge like him.
But one thing about it is on them state laws. Hey man, like I said, y'all.
But can y'all hear me?
Oh no.
But he is. I was saying, I don't know. He is going to be judged by 12 members of his peers. So it's kind of like it's really up to them. But I don't know with a judge like this. I don't know.
Well, the warning is we're gonna follow the law. So if he's convicted, what is that sentence required? Because that's what it's gonna be. Just told everybody.
The crazy
5 to 99. 5 years to 99.
The crazy part about these law and order people, do they not understand that this country was founded on breaking laws?
Mm-hmm. But then also,
that's what they did during when they was breaking the law. This country does not promote breaking the law. I don't know. This shit is stupid.
But they fucked themselves though, because inside of it, they made quite a distinction. And if his lawyer is good, which I'm pretty sure since he's a Jew, he probably might be, color of law.
Okay, so hey, I can't on many cities.
Anyway, so fucking letter of law and color of law are 2 different things. And inside that courtroom, they definitely have to go by the letter of the law. We watched time and time again where shit got overturned when people played color in the courtroom instead of playing letter. Now, by the letter of the law, in Texas, if what he explained is fucking true to the tip, he can come out of it. Probation. There's a couple people I done shot and I went home. One of them died. I still went home. Never saw a day in jail on that one. On the one where I shot the homie, I got 5 days in jail. That was it. Do you understand?
Texas?
Yes, sir, in Texas. I'm from Fort Worth, Texas, Southside, Morningside District. Okay. 35 Morningside, yes, sir.
So we dealing with Collin County, right?
Yeah, man, McKinney, a motherfucker, that's connected to Denton. Denton, they manufacture in Collin County. And McKinney is their rich white suburb, And I was explaining at the tsunami this morning. We got a rail line that was supposed to be extended out there a year and 2 months ago, but they keep delaying over trying to get that overturned because their mayor, straight out his mouth, said, we don't want inner city people in our area. Who do you think they're talking about?
I ain't gonna lie, y'all Fort Worth niggas is wild though. I ain't gonna hold you.
Hey, hold on, man. You're not gonna do us like that.
These Fort Worth niggas is wild though, man.
We don't react, baby. We respond. We don't react much.
No, but Don, listen. When I went to this, and I seen just the atmosphere of the trial, y'all. Like I said, it's a lot of things. Listen. Denton County, Collin County, that is a money-making county.
they don't really want to deal with this shit. But if they gonna deal with it, they gonna deal with it how they see fit. And just always just doing it.
Why you interruption? Why did you interrupt? Go ahead, I'm listening.
I didn't know he was talking.
Oh, well he is. Go ahead. Now what kind of county? It's a rich county. I'm following.
We're talking about Collin County is a rich county, all right? This is the place where you got Frisco, you got, as my brother Don was saying, you got
Frisco, McKinney, Plano East, Little Elm, Open
Greenville. So these counties is where a lot of money is being made, all right? They having Universal Studios being amusement park being built as we speak right now. So this case right here, it being so much of a high profile case, this can impact the money that's being going there. All right. Also, I'm just gonna give y'all just some off the record intel. They're saying that so this is what I'm gonna just say. So I was sitting next to a brother that has a child that goes to one of those school districts. All right. So in this a school district, he telling me the laws or how these activities go, how the track and field, how they just function. All right. He's telling me that during that day, the day Carmelo allegedly stabbed Austin Metcalf, the day it was raining. He said it was raining that day. All right. So he said during that day when I was picking up my daughter, just how the atmosphere was, it was just like it was just hunky dory. It was cool, but it was raining. So if it was raining, you got your equipment that could have been damaged. You could have your equipment that could have been blown away by the wind because the weather implementation caused the delays of the track and field, right? So the brother tells me, he said, listen, that day when I dropped my daughter off, it was around like 11 or 1, and the weather it would beat down rain, it'll get windy, and then it'll stop. Then he said some of those tents that were up, because every school does indeed have a tent. Every school does have a place where the athletes can go, but because it was a social event, because it was individuals that were interacting with one another, and there was a delayed game, everybody was socializing with one another, right? The Metcalf boys being on the track and field team. I said, I haven't heard that. He said, due to my ear to the streets and me being from Frisco, there is some talk saying that the Metcalf boys were not a part of the track and field team. At first I was like, well, hold on, wait a second. They had to be on the track and field team.
They're just being spectators.
Right, he said, but during school hours, and this is between 11 and 1. And wherever they were at, they both weren't at their mutual schools, if that makes sense.
You found my channel. I'm not going to ask you to like or subscribe, but
where the track event was, it wasn't at Austin Metcalf's school or Carmelo Anthony's school. This is at a mutual school.
They're so clownish and so crazy and just delusional. They think taking from somebody to give from somebody else is the basis of an economy. That's not. The basis of an economy is running a business profitably.
You're an athlete, but not associated with that team.
Metaphor is a pizza shop or any kind of small business. They can't run the way
in
they're
Common County.
We have the same standard.
There's a lot of
what we can do in our personal lives as entrepreneurs and business people as opposed to what our political leaders are doing. They're borrowing from the banks on your back without their authorization. That's taxation without
school district, how they handle their children, they have a lot of flexibility where some kids can be able to go to events although they may not be participating in.
That's a school district grounds that they were on during those hours.
So they had every right to be there. They just weren't supposed to be down there where the athletes were because you're not. That's why anybody keeps athletes separate from the crowd because sometimes the crowds are uncontrollable. Mind you, there is evidence from Facebook or social media posts where those boys had words. That little girl who decided to talk to the TV is also one of the little girls who was at the situation that they had beforehand and started the situation. That's why she knew so much about what was going on. And if y'all were paying attention from the time where he first got picked up, there was a lot of people talking about that situation that went to that school. You can read as a person who goddamn used to be in these schools in the city in rich areas. You know what went on when you was there. And what do you know about life? Same shit, different toilet. Just because you doing it now, we was doing it back then. Where you think you get the inspiration to do it now? So by reading those posts, you can tell what went on. Those twin boys was harassing that man. Anybody that was paying attention to the news would hear that those young gentlemen are decorated Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu players. Now, aside from those gentlemen and Carmelo Anthony, now they would have, not Anthony, or yeah, that's his name. If they would have got a hold of the little cuz and got the shit, nobody would have done nothing about that.
So I'm glad that you said that because, again, with my unconfirmed source, when we're talking about the weight size, they said that Carmelo Anthony is a
Now ye shall know that the chosen
Megatron.
that acts of infinite space
That's why I need YouTube,
is
man.
the
Like describe.
Prince, the beast, and in his woman called the Scarlet Woman is all power given. They shall gather my children into their fold. They shall bring the glory of the stars into the hearts of men. 16, for he is ever a sun and she a moon. But to him is the winged secret flame, and to her the stooping starlight. But we are not so chosen. 18 burn upon their brows, O splendorous serpent. 19, O azure lidded woman, bend upon them. 20, the key of the rituals is in the secret word which I have given unto him. shall know the chosen priest, my soul of infinite space, is the Prince priest. They shall gather my children into their fold. They shall bring the glory of the stars into the hearts of men. 16. For he is ever a sun, and she a moon. But to him is the winged secret flame, and to her the stooping starlight. 17. But ye are not so chosen. 18. Burn upon their brows, O splendrous serpent. 19. Ours your linen woman, and 20. The key of the rituals is in the secret word which I have given unto them. These are fools that men adore, both their gods and their men are fools. 12. Come forth, O children, under the stars and often with sheep bells in ecstasy to kiss the secret orders of our deep winged stars.
It's because some people just don't know what's available, what services is available, and they have this hesitancy, and then on top of it, the police are involved, and you need the okay with the police. And I've even heard people say, if I have to go get approval from the police, no thank you. So I've heard things like that too. So I'm just glad that today, like in these days, I think there's actual traction. There's been traction since the day that I started this, which is what, February 7th. And I think it's been slowly progressing to something very positive.
even before I came here.
John, are you voting for Spencer Pratt? Are you going to vote for Spencer Pratt or Karen Bass? Hi, John. I was asking you if you're going to vote for Spencer Pratt or Karen Bass, the communist, the Cuba-trained intelligence agent.
So how you doing, Flipper?
Yeah, I'm doing fantastic.
I saw Tucker today, and Tucker was there on the top, came by, he was talking to us, and it was the case that Tucker wants to come to a shelter, but he has no city ties, right? And I remember the guy coming in now, he goes, Tucker's been homeless longer than I have in this town. And the thing is, like, this guy, he's taking a shower right now, so that's cool. But the thing about the situation here is, listen, I don't hate Tucker, but I'm not going to vouch for him, right? And the last thing I know, he was at another shelter called Yale, and he got kicked out, and I don't even know what reason for it. I could guess, but I don't really care. But from what I know, I'm not going to put my name out there. And I'm not going to put, like the cop right now, he made a call on his own to get him in here. And so he's literally already in the compounds right now. He's in the shower right now. And they're going to give him a bed in a few minutes.
So your guys are moving in with you?
The what?
Your guys are moving in with you?
Yeah. As of today, as of right now, he is literally in the compound, about to be fully checked in. And then as soon as he checks in, he has some government things to deal with, and I'm going to give him a ride for that. He was about to do that, and it just so happened the cop happened to show up. And so the timing was right for everything to happen in the way that it did.
Amen.
No, he's just an officer. He's not a district attorney. He's not anything like that, So there's no need for me to talk to him about anything like
John, can I quickly ask you a question? When was the last time you read the Bible, John?
Did I read the Bible? Dude, I read all the time. Why would you even ask a question like that?
Oh, because I love the Bible, so I just wanted to ask you if you read the Bible recently. Why would you do that?
Also sometimes, I access the Bible through memorization, so I just have certain pray verses. There's tons of them, and there's certain focuses that I have, and I just recite it,
Hey, John, I'm wondering if I could play you a little song and dedicate it to finding housing for all the unhoused.
Well, I'll tell you what, not all the unhoused want housing. How about that one?
Well, I'm just praying they find the wisdom and the knowledge.
I know so many people, I meet people all the time. And, even when I was in the program, not everyone wants a 12-step program or not everyone wants to be sober, not everyone wants to be clean. The last guy I saw drinking, he says he wastes his time going to AA meetings and he just wants to get drunk. And listen, I'm not here to tell people what. And so if the person is expressing to me that they want housing, expressing to me to be sober or clean or whatever, then I'm right there for them. But if they think that like getting a job is going to fix all their ills, like they're seriously misguided. I've seen guys like that, and if they do get a job, they're right back where they started from. The job never fixed anything because in their mind, in their tweet, obviously cure all for their situation. And they're not long enough to know that's their delusion. Once they find out that the issue know the facts and they don't care anyway.
And it's a church-run shelter.
A church-run shelter? There's one up the street, Clipper. It's called the Orange County Rescue Mission. Very strict. It's a 2-year program. I personally would not want to go there. Number one, they take away your phones, and I think you can't go out for a whole month or something like that. Some people who are not that religious, the criticism is that they're a cult, so forth and so on. But the staff here, Clipper, most of the staff actually come from that place. So.
But it's the secular-run shelter.
The one I'm in is a secular-run shelter, but they have Bible study in here on Wednesdays nights, I think. All the people that are staff are very religious that I've seen, and they are actually from the mission up the street.
So they're funded by state and federal grant?
I'm not sure. From my understanding, is that the Orange County Mission handles the relations and financing for this facility. There's also the food comes from there, also a lot of other things. Clothes.
The staff are like salary, right? Or they're volunteers?
I'm pretty sure they're paid staff because just some of the people that I've met, they actually went through the mission as guests or clients or whatever, and they have come out of there and they want to work in the field, and so they're paid. I'm sure they're paid to be here. I would be very surprised if they're volunteers. And a lot of I've seen so far, they were in a situation of homelessness as well. And so that's what they're doing now. They're working as staff here in a facility for the homeless. So that's good news to me.
John, I just want to alert you to the chat. People are accusing me of being John Kitover as well as live streaming this room on YouTube. And I just want to let you know, I put the link in the chat.
What do you mean, people? That's like saying, people are accusing me of being John Lee. Well, I am John Lee, and you are Kid. But I am so encouraged to see a person move in today, and I know there's still some beds available, and I could think of a few people that would be appropriate for this. And what I hate to say, the vast majority of people that I see, to be in or deserve a shelter. I don't think people like help. People want to seek help. I think there's a tremendous amount of resources, especially in a city like this, for us to move things out. And I've been all over Orange County, South Orange County, every looking county, and although I'm not allowed to go visit, like these shelters, I know how the people that come out for the day. Those who I see when they come out for the day, they're fine to do.
רבינו נחמן מברסלב, רבינו הקדוש, רבי נחמן מברסלב אומר, אדם צריך לפנים, אבל לא רק אדם צריך פנים, כל דבר שבעולם צריך פנים. מים צריך פנים,
But I'm certain
תורה צריכה
they
פנים.
have sort of financial planning system for every single person. And that it probably is mandatory. It's a case that I'm new. I mean, I don't think I've been here more than 1 week. And not only so, 6 in the morning, I'm out of here. And then 6 in the evening, I barely come back before the curfew's over. And so I eat dinner, and then I go to sleep because I'm so tired. So,
Yeah, just the people who are buying 24 ounces, I'm assuming you mean alcohol, cigarettes, buying
right.
cookies, candy, or
And that's not here. It's not here. It's some of the other shelters. No, no, I wasn't talking about this. This one, I mean, well, first of all, it's pretty strict in terms of a 6 p.m. curfew. I think some of the other ones are like 10 p.m. and things like that. Big difference. I gotta get in here for a 5th grader just not to come until the street lights go on. So, the sun goes down here close to 8 p.m. Yeah, okay. So, they're really cool here. My one night off. So it's very simple. I just have Saturday nights off. Time with my wife. And then Tuesday nights.
You never drag race. You don't even know what I'm talking about.
Hey everybody, happy lunchtime. I got a mimosa for everybody.
I've got a track car.
John Kitover, the mayor for fucking Chicago.
I got a 2000 Camaro. It's got a 468 in it.
Oh my goodness.
What the fuck? 468.
Yep, it's a DBR. It's a DBR.
What's that, a 7.7?
I'm like, I don't know what the fuck. It's a 454 that pulled stroke. It's a 454.
Oh yeah, it's a 7.7. Yeah, 454 is a 7.
Now ye shall know that the chosen priest, that excellent is the prince, priest, the beast, and in his woman called the Scarlet Woman is all power shall gather my children into their fold. They shall bring the glory of the stars into the hearts of men. 16, for he is ever a sun and she a moon. But to him is the winged secret flame, and to her the stooping starlight. But we are not so chosen. 18 burn upon their brows, O splendorous serpent. 19
like a log.
as your lid
Like a
woman
log.
bend upon them. 20 the key of the rituals is in the secret word which I have given unto him.
Oh, likewise.
Yo, I ain't come here to set shit off. I can't make shit right. How's you a fool? Put them goddamn guns down in my shop. What the fuck you looking at him for? This is my spot.
Hey man, fuck that. Hey Jay, who calling the shots here? Give me the word, I'll slow white boy right now.
Diamond looked at his brother Jannard with confusion. After hesitating, Jannard gave the order. The men lowered their guns. Diamond felt embarrassed. No one recognized him as the founder of CBI anymore. They all followed.
Bro, no.
I don't need games. Sucks.
Wisdom of God is now, joy of heart, enlightenment. You found me in the quiet, with my hands still shaking. I was carrying the hurt, like a name I couldn't drop. Then you touched my trouble, and the whole room stopped. Stop thinking and your problems. Take the deepest breath of the day. All for 10, not 11. 10, not 9. Stay.
Mine is the head of the man, and my insight is keen as the hawk's. By my head I invoke I am the only begotten child of my father and mother. My father is dead. My mother bore me with labor and pain and fear. By my body I invoke thee. About me shine the diamonds of radiance, wine and pure. By their brightness I invoke thee. Mine is the red triangle, reverse the sign, given on the sacred deed of thee, O Lord. By the Lamb and I invoke thee. We were surrounded by watchers being subscribed the watcher who walks up. I took my oldest son to find my grandfather in his case. We hadn't even gotten close before Methuselah recognized him. He seemed to already know why we were there. He cast a spell and put Shem to sleep, because what we were about to discuss wasn't meant for a child's ears. Methuselah's father had warned him long ago. If humanity kept down this path of evil, the Creator would eventually destroy everything. And then, like the flame of Enoch had foreseen was opposite of fire. To help me connect more deeply with the Creator, Methuselah had to take action. I sniffed into vision. A single seed floated up from the cup and broke through the surface of the water. It transformed into a massive ark. Every living creature, male and female, boarded the ark to pursue the spirit. For humans, it was good for evil. To tear everything down and start over. Methuselah listened.
My joy is to see your joy. For to love the gentle joys that make its splendor of the light. She rests in ecstasy, kiss the secret through the starry blue.
Due to the extreme and violent nature of this crime, are you a student? Do you work? Mine is the head of the man. If you're not drawing, you're probably not doing it. And my inside is keen as the heart. By my bed I invoke thee. I am the only begotten child of my father and mother. My father is dead. My mother bore me with labor and pain and fear. By my body I invoke thee. About me shine
my butthole?
Coconut oil on your butthole.
That sounds amazing.
All organic and natural.
That sounds amazing, yeah.
I need to get some raw coconut oil.
I once met this girl from Colombia. She wanted her butthole vibrated for an hour.
Wow. And did you do it?
She fell asleep with a vibrator on her butthole.
Oh, that's a daddy. I know her. I know that story. Remember when she fell asleep with the vibrator?
Happy Pride Month!
That was funny. I forgot about that.
Yasmin, watch this post I just pinned.
Okay, one sec. I just have to clean up my.
It's called Beijing Bikini.
Beijing is right. But that guy is the one that streams all the clubhouse rooms on YouTube, right? Oh yeah. Sorry. Okay. I don't want that. Weird. This way. Oh my god. Why is everything falling out? Where's my bleach? Where are the witches and the mittens? I had to block some. The witches went crazy on me. I blocked them and they were following on TikTok. Oh my god. Actual witches. Oh. With a frog's eye and a bad stuff. Oh my gosh, are you a voice actor?
I probably should.
You should be, yeah. I should introduce you to my agent.
Yes, by all means. I can speak with a transatlantic accent, just like in the 1950s. Remember, this is brought to you by Memorial Service.
Wow. Ron's great at that, yep. Mm-hmm.
It's one of my hobbies.
He's also a talented musician and other things. Very cool.
Very cool. Yeah, that's why I'm into voices, because I like sounds.
Mm-hmm. I get that.
Obsessed with
Music sounds.
music, sounds.
Yeah.
Is
Instruments. Very sensitive to sound.
very.
Like I can feel it. Sometimes if I take a the hair on my arms, if I listen, my body actually has a physical reaction to it. It's interesting.
To what? You were cutting off when you said
Music.
Oh, to me? Yeah.
Yes, because I just have to listen to it and it makes my body, like I can feel it on my body.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. That's what music does.
Okay, Yasmin,
Yeah.
have you finished cleaning?
Yeah, hold on, let me get back.
You need to wash.
You need to wash dishes all day?
No, I saw something on Instagram. It's so funny.
And to do it. Find a man to do it. Hurry. Don't wash the dishes.
About Israel.
Hurry.
Find a man. It's 2026. The men should be watching the dishes.
Up with the time.
Yeah. I'm driving. Okay, well then I have to send it to every group chat. 1 second.
I've been watching it repeat.
Honestly.
It's like, Allah, and boom, missile. Oh, God.
All right, everybody, this is Mayor Kitover. Go to mayorkitover.com, ChicagoMayorVote.com, JohnKitoverChicago.com. Like and subscribe. This is our last and newest and greatest YouTube live stream.
It's one of my favorites so far.